Hello, this is Compound Interest Stock Guy, and today we're going to be talking about Hexo Corp plus New Strike Brands and their transaction and what kind of powerhouse they will be if the agreement goes through versus Afria, ticker AFA. And yeah, so stay tuned. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, helps my channel grow, and I appreciate it. Give me a thumbs up. Hit the bell notification so you're notified when I upload videos. Give me a thumbs down if you dislike the video. And yeah, so before I get into this, I want to disclose I'm not a financial advisor. This is just for entertainment information purposes. Do not buy or sell a stock based on anything I talk about in this video. Buy or sell after you did your thorough research, your due diligence, and you like your investment, and you make your decision yourself. Okay. So here's the top Canadian dollar reporting companies. All right, so Afria and is number 3, and Hexo is number 4. Okay, so Hexo did 1,000% increase over year. So that's pretty impressive, all right. But the impressive part is New Strike Brands did 4.7 million. So you add those together, that's 18.1. Okay, so now Afria's got 21.7. Okay, but that's like, you gotta look at it from a different perspective, okay? So what people don't really understand is Afria doesn't really have infused beverage or really like an edibles launch that I've heard of. Like, I mean, maybe they do that I just don't know about, but I don't really think it's gonna compete with Hexo and Hip, to be honest, because Hip has Neil Brothers, which is a very popular food brand. They have salsa, they have chips, and I mean, they're gonna do some amazing things, I believe. I have a video on the kind of products that they sell. You can go to neilbrothers.com, check them out. They got some nice stuff. You can just imagine if they have some CBD, THC, edibles. I think they're gonna go sell like hotcakes. So if Hexo picks them up, they're going to be awesome, and that's going to add a lot of good sales. And what does Afri have to offer? Please tell me. Please leave a comment down below. Let me know. And so as well as that is Hexo is a partner with Coors, so they're going to have infused beverages, CBD and THC drinks, and they'll be able to compete with Canopy with Constellation Brands. Aurora hasn't really announced what they have going for them for edible line. I'm sure they'll have something, but maybe Hip and Hexo will be a dominant force in that arena. So that is why people need to watch Hexo. And if this deal goes through, absolutely, Hexo and New Strike will be a dominant force, and they will demand a higher market cap, in my honest opinion, over Afria. So Hexo says they're good to do $400 million in 2020. I'm not sure what Afria is going to do in 2020, but I've never really been a big fan of Afria, to be honest. So I wouldn't ride for them. I'll ride for Hexo. I got my Hip warrants, and they'll be converted. But yeah, let's just do the chart reading and do market cap, and I might throw my 2 cents in there as well. Okay, so Hexo is 1.89 billion market cap. Now Hip is they're around like 260 to 280, 285 million. So you add that together, that's like, I don't know, like 2.15 billion or 2.2 billion. Okay, and now, if you're reading the charts, okay, I did the level lines right here at 788. That would be the support and the resistance levels, and then you have 906 as the support and the resistance levels. Now, it hit this doji right here when it consolidated, but it didn't go back down to 788. So it looks to be heading in the bullish direction. Now, it just needs to get above this 970 level, and it's blue skies. It's never been above that level. The 52-week high is 970, so yeah, absolutely. If it starts going above that, yeah, I mean, especially now that they're on the NYSC, they're gonna have a lot of attention, especially when they get a $10. And I can see that company going to $15, $20 in the next 3 to 6 or 9 months for sure, in my opinion, based on just the visibility that they're going to get on the NYSC and the Molson Coors and the edible launch and the infused beverage launch. And yeah, I mean, so I am more bullish on those combined forces over Afria. So, so yeah, that's my 2 cents about that. Now, Afria is at 3.24 billion, and they got 250 million shares out. I'm not sure when they're going to be reporting. I mean, I'm sure that they'll do decent, but I just look at it from a standpoint from who's going to have a market share like come like 2021. You know, who's going to be a more dominant force, especially if they go globally. I think Hip and Hexo are a lot bigger dominant force. They have a lot more to the table than what Afria has. I mean, maybe Afria will come out with something, but until then, until I see something on paper, I think that Hexo and Hip are gonna be they're gonna get the cash money that's coming from the capital markets in the NYSC, and they're gonna attract a lot of capital. They could even be it for all intents purposes. They could have already had a backdoor deal with like say Johnson and Johnson because Hit brought on a Johnson Johnson marketing lady. So I mean, for who knows purposes, Johnson and Johnson's could end up be buying out Hexo and Hit combined, and that was part of the deal that they needed to be combined in order for the deal to go through. So for anyone's like for all who knows that Hexo has like a $3 billion or $5 billion or $6 billion deal in the background that hasn't been announced until the shareholders approve of the Hit and the Hexo deal. For like that would make the most sense to me why Jay Wilder agreed to the whole proposition, because it also doesn't really make a lot of sense because Hip has more cash than Hexo has. So I mean, and they only did a third less in sales. So Hexo did 3 times more sales. So yeah, anyways, let's look at the Afria chart, and is 1083 is a support and level right here, and 1360 is resistance right here, and then 1428, and then 1722. So right now it's trading at 1296. So there's going to be resistance at 1360 and then 1428. And then it'd be a blue skies until about 1722 probably. So yeah, that's pretty much my look on the charts. I hope you liked the video. I hope you've gained a lot of insight from my knowledge about the cannabis market, and it gave you a perspective on the potential value in Hexo and Hip. And yeah, so give me a thumbs up and subscribe. And until next time, peace.